Hello, hello, Queen. I'm so glad to be back by our weekly date. Um, we need to talk. I have a lot of things to tell you. And I will do it like last week. Just sit down, talk with you. And I realized that last time where I told you about my crisis, I was imagine you sitting in front of me and we having a talk like besties. And I think this is why it felt so good. I could naturally just let it flow. And I also felt safe recording this. So we gotta do this again and try what the outcome will be. If you did see the last episode from this podcast, it was 21, the 21 episode. Then you know I had this whole business identity crisis. If you haven't seen it, you can later go back watch it to have like a little follow up. But in the last week, so between when this happened and today, I realized that it was not even a business identity crisis, it was a mental breakdown. And it took me days to recover. Like, it was not only mentally so exhausting, also emotionally, and also my body. I was so tired, and I was very glad that Jake, made me go to the gym, lovely kicked my ass. Jake is my boyfriend. And on the weekend, we went out with some of his friends, going to the nature, recharging, go swimming, being in the sun, and recovering from that mental breakdown took me a while. And now that I think about it, I think I'm still not over it completely. I'm still struggling. I'm still I'm still struggling to find out how to be totally authentically me when I present myself online on my content on this podcast. And I found myself the last week watching people doing what I really would like to do, and that it's working out for them. And I sat there and I was like, why is it not working out for me? Why is it so hard for me? And it was not comparing, it was more trying to find me, but then also, how can I find me while I watch other people doing that? So I'm still confused. I'm still struggling. And I had a very lovely phone call with my mom the other days and also today, where she said, "Hey, baby girl, I see you. I see you and you wanting to make everything perfect, that it looks nice so people like it. This comes from me." So I was like, "Oh, mom, why did you give that to me? You should have, you know, let this by you. Don't give that to me." And she was like, "I exactly know how you feel. And the most important thing is to stay lovely to yourself." And this is my mission. Like, how do we survive mental breakdowns? How do we survive emotional breakdowns? Um, and some of identity crisis. And after this talk with my mom, I realized that I fell into old habits, being so harsh and so hard to myself, and not lovely anymore, and not kind anymore, and not sweet to myself anymore. I was pushing like the last week, trying to recover and also trying to make content, create something that's also fun for me, what I enjoy. I was not lovely to myself. I was harsh. And I think this also was one reason why it took me so long to recover, or why I still recover, because I tried to make it different and I tried to make it more authentic, but I pushed myself. Nobody told me that I have to find this out in 1 week, and I don't have to. And my mom was like, you stop being lovely to yourself. And if you stop doing that and push it, then you're not gonna come back to your heart and to your soul. And she was so right. So now that I sit here talking to you about this again, I want together create ways how we can really come back to ourselves after something like this happened to us, and also how we realize that we stop being lovely to ourselves. Because when our best friends, when they're sad, when they have an emotional breakdown, whatever, we are so lovely, we're so soft, we care, we tell them, hey, take your time, whatever you need, whatever I can help you with, how long it takes, take that and let me help you. But with ourselves, we're like, no, we have to do that, we have to make it, we have to push it. We cannot like take 2 days of doing nothing. And that's wrong. That is so wrong. And taking a break, doing just the things you need to do, like sleeping, going maybe for a walk, eat something, cuddle with somebody. Sometimes this can be everything you need to do on a day. Sometimes you don't have to do it all. Sometimes this is all you can do, and this is okay. So I was thinking about what I want to do in the next week, what my goal for myself and for my inner world is. Because I didn't take any break after that day, after this breakdown, identity crisis. I didn't take a break. I was moving. I was doing content. I was following the 30-day challenge I right now have on Instagram going on. I was going to the gym. I was doing this. I was keeping myself busy. I tried to keep up. But when I'm honest, I would have needed just to do nothing and let myself recover. But I didn't. So here we are. We try it again, make it better. This week till next Wednesday, I really want to make it slow and don't push myself. Being okay with making breaks and being okay with the small things and give them to myself, or more like allow them to myself. Tomorrow, for example, I'm hosting my first online masterclass and I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to do that. I try to not stress myself. I prepared myself very well. I hope that all the technical things gonna work out. I sit here, talk with you today, and I will follow the challenge. But the intuition, sorry, the intention, I always mix these two words. Jesus Christ. The intention with what you do things is the most important, is the most important, how do I say that, reason, or yeah, I don't have the English word, but it it matters with what intention you go into tasks, right? So when I look up my to-do list for the next week and I go like, oh, I have to push it, I have to gain this more followers, I have to go to the gym, I have to meal prep, I have to this, I have to this, I have to this, I have to function, I have to call my friends and here and there, and I have to call my mom and my dad. um I have to do the household with Jake together and all this, then alone, like only by thinking about it with this intention, I'm already stressed and I don't want to do it. So when I look on my to-do list for next week and I will repair it, right? After tomorrow giving the master class and all this, I will sit down and have a look and write down what I need to do. And I will only do the things which are absolutely necessary, and don't put so many things on top and on top and on top, because we often like, yeah, I can do that and I can also do this and I can manage it. But to be honest, and maybe you know the feeling, sometimes we do too much. And then in the end of the day, we sit there and we feel like we didn't do anything. But when we really truly look at all the things we do, that's a lot. And a day only has like 12 hours. So only doing the things which are necessary for next week, and only the things I really want to do. And then after all the tasks, putting the right intention behind it. Like, hey, why do I want to do all the content for the challenge? Because I love doing the challenge. I love seeing all the women, all my queenies participating in it and growing. I love getting all these lovely messages of, hey, this really helped me, all the direct messages and lovely words. So I know that what I do really helps people. And with this intention, only talking about it, I'm not stressed anymore. When I talked about all the stuff in the first, when I counted all this boom, 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 I felt stressed. And now that I sit here, I can breathe and like, hey, what is my intention? And then next week, doing the next podcast. What is my intention with that? I love talking to you. I love sharing this long form content. And I love figuring out to show myself as authentic as I can. And to be fair, I think with the long, short content, that's easier to me. Of course, all these short videos on Instagram, people don't have a lot of attention anymore. They just scroll it. They don't really get value out of it, or they don't care. And I think when you sit down to watch a podcast or listen to it or even watch a YouTube video, then you really take the time and you really want to know what's going on in there and see how it can help you or how you can benefit out of it. So the intention for the podcast is, it's a tool for me to find out how to show my personality in my online content in the best way, shape, or form. And second, I really love doing it. I really, really, really do. So that's the intention behind this. And my intention going to the gym is that it really feels good afterwards. Like, I often don't want to go. I'm honest to you. Sometimes I don't want to go. I'm so tired. Um, the weather here, the climate is different back in Austria. So here in the US, especially in that state, it's like very humid, um, very sticky, very, very heavy and hot. So I'm not used to that. I think that's also a part why I'm often so tired. And yeah, this leads to that I sometimes just don't want to go to the gym. But Jake just goes. He's not even thinking about it. It's part of his routine. He goes, even he also don't want to, but he's not thinking about it. He's just going. So I'm going with him. And afterwards, I feel better. Afterwards, anytime I feel better. And the intention about that is like, behind this is, I want to move my body because I really love my body and not because I hate it. And I love this speech. I've read it some years ago somewhere. I don't know where I found it, so it's not from me. But That's the perfect saying. Like, move your body because you love it. Eat healthy because you love it, not because you hate it. And that's the intention behind that. And I think these are all the big tasks. So that's helpful. If you struggle with your tasks, with your to do list, if you also recover from, I don't know, from a heartbreak, from a mental break, from just a hard time in your life, first give yourself the break how long it takes. Like, if it's 1 week, if it's 2 week, if it's, I don't know, 3 weeks, some days, really give yourself the time. Don't feel bad when you only do the small things on a day, and it's not making you any less worth. Okay? So, what we do, we give ourselves a break. We listen to our heart, our gut feeling, our tummy feeling, and ask ourselves, do I want to do this? What do I need? And what feels good right now and what doesn't? And then do that and stick to it. The people around you, if they're your true friends, they will understand. If you told them yesterday you want to go on a coffee and today you tell them, hey, I think I need a break, I don't feel it, they should be fine with it. If they're not, you should think about your friendship. And so that's first, doing the break, giving yourself the time to really recover. And then when you slowly recovered and you go into the next step of, okay, I want to do tasks again, I want to do stuff again, then really only choose the things which are necessary for yourself, and then set the right intention behind it. Why you want to do it? How do you feel after you did it? What is maybe the big dream or wish behind it? And then do this in small steps, step by step, day by day. And if you need to change a plan from a task you want to do on Monday, you do it on Friday, then that is okay. Because it's your life, it's our life. You are the creator of your life, and you can only create if you allow yourself to heal, to grow, to make breaks, and then start over with the right feelings and with the right intentions. And this start over, I think, is also a very good title for how I feel right now. It feels like a little start over. Um, I try a lot of new things. I try not to make it perfect. I try to allow things to go wrong to find out what's right for me. And that's hard. That's not easy, I'm telling you. Allowing things to not work out, to come closer to the things that will work out, that's not easy. But I realized that this is what you need. If you don't try things out, if you only stick to the things you know, then you won't grow. And if you see all the things going wrong, not working out, as a lesson, a blessing, this will help you and you will move on. And the day of your breakthrough will come. Whenever it's healing from a heartbreak, whenever it's totally recovering from a mental break, from an illness in your business, whatever it is, I think now that I talk about it, the strategy is always the same. No matter where you are right now in your life, where you stand, what your struggle is, this is the strategy. And everybody is so different, what is very beautiful. So you need to try things to find out what is helpful for you, what works out for you. Because not everybody, like I said, is the same. Maybe recovering for you means doing sports. For another person is like really sleeping a lot. Or some people need meditation. Other people need some breath work. So by trying things out and figuring out what does not work, you know a lot already. That's smart. So yeah, it's all about finding out what feels good for you, what works for you, and less about what other people do. That should not care. That should just not care. You can get some motivation by other people, some inspiration. You can learn something from other people, but only because it works for them, it does not mean that it works for you. And this does not mean that there's something wrong with you. Finding you in this process, I think, is the most awesome and amazing gift. So today I was like a little off. I thought about all the things I have tried and didn't work out, like I just told you, and some things don't work out as I wanted them to be. And now that I sit here talking to you, having my reflections again, like kind of magic moments, um, I realized that the gift of all this process in my business is finding myself is the goal, and the path, like the way I'm walking on, is already there to enjoy it. Not You should not hustle for the goal. You should hustle for the things you learn on your way to that goal, and then you're rich. I think if you only jump from here to there and only have these 2 points without all the magic in between, then you miss out a lot. So I'm realizing I need to go back to have fun by trying and let go of what doesn't, take all the positive stuff out of it, and don't give up. Don't give up. Marion, my marketing manager, said there are people who posted on YouTube for 3 years, trying out so many different things and had so less people watching them, so less views. But they did not give up till they found that one thing that worked for them, and now it exploded. They didn't stop believing in them and in their mission, in their dreams, in themselves, and they just kept on trying. And maybe you can say they fell in love playing the game and not only in the winning. So when you can manage falling in love with the game, which means your life, you're growing, you're healing, your dreams, your business, your career, whatever is it for you right now, and you fall in love with the game, I think then you're already a winner. I think when we can manage this, then we already won. Because when you die in the game, you can repeat and repeat and repeat, and you will always get smarter and smarter and smarter and faster, and it gets more fun. And then when you reach the goal, you know who you are, you know what you did, and you know what you learned. And from that goal, then you can set a next goal, and then you start this game over and over again. And I think this is what we need to learn. This is what I need to learn to come back into this maybe childish behavior of being able to enjoy just the game. yeah, I think that's it. Yes. So, Queenies, our goal for next week is to fall in love with the game. No matter what you go through, I believe in you. I believe in myself and I believe in you. We are so fucking strong, okay? And we can do this. And even though when we fall on our nose, when we have a mental breakdown sitting on the floor crying, we get up again and we start again till we reach the goal. And then we set another goal. And we love to game, to play. We enjoy the whole path. I think that's the mission. Okay? Yay. We can do that. I'm a little bit surprised by myself. Of course, I just said here I had no plan what I want to talk about and just whoop flew out again. And this feels good. And now that I allow myself to just be me, to just talk, to don't want to make it any perfect, I am my own therapist and my own coach while talking to you, having all these realizations, reflections, missions, and goals, and ways, conclusions. So that feels surprising to me right now, but it feels also very good. Yeah. All right, Queen, we have our mission, we have our roadmap after whatever breakdown we have. All we need to do, we practice this till next week when we see each other again, okay? If you want to share something from your story, from your life, whatever is going on, I would love to hear from you. You can write it in the comments. I will reply. You can send me messages. I would love to hear what's going on with you. So if you like the podcast, please share some love, give me some stars, send it to friends who you think would also benefit from listening to this. And if you want to have some gifts and goodies and freebies, if you want to find all my other social media channels, it's all down in the text below. And yeah, I hope this was as good for you as it felt for me. We see each other next week by our weekly date. I really love doing that with you. And yeah, I cannot wait to see you again. I hope you have a good day wherever you are right now, whatever you're going through right now, and whatever time it is. Hug yourself, give yourself all the love you deserve first, and then, yeah, we're gonna shine together because together is so much more fun. See you next week.